What is going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Nissan 370Z Pro Drift, which is going to be the car pretty much everybody had to buy to use it in the Summit in one of the new events. And I gotta say, I am insanely impressed with this vehicle so far. When it comes to the customization, there's really not much you can actually do to it, which makes sense because this vehicle is already heavily customized, and I personally wouldn't want to change anything on it to begin with. But you can also do the vanity items to the vehicle if you guys would like as well, like tires and smokes. Also doing like the underglows and or the nitro, similar to a lot of the other vehicles if you guys want to customize the tires on it and all that. But besides that, you really don't need to do anything to this vehicle because it's already insanely cool looking to begin with. Now for this particular car, I did notice something very interesting about it because I had one of the comments on a previous video talking about this. So for this, I'm actually going to be running the Nitro Chem SF. You might have been wondering. This is the one from the Summit a really long time ago that basically gives you the 137 times slippery. So you get 187 if you guys have all your icon points on and all that, which is pretty crazy. That's how these guys are getting like 800 plus thousand points on a lot of the drift events. But I will also be running the regular build on this vehicle as well. I'm going to get into this a little bit more when I do the drift event, because normally you actually have to tweak the cars a lot to actually get them to drift really well, and luckily the Nissan 370Z Pro Drift, you really don't even need to touch it at all, which is crazy. I jumped into a couple of drift events to test it out, and to my surprise it did insanely well. I was actually running a different build on this car when I was doing the drift event in the Summit because I want to see how this thing would do with a decent build on it. I ended up going to my regular 370Z, then putting it onto this car and basically tweaking it here and there every time I would jump into the event. Eventually the car was actually doing really well and I was kind of surprised with it, but someone mentioned that the regular default settings on this vehicle are actually surprisingly good. But besides that, guys, let's go take an outside look at the new Nissan 370Z. Then I want to take this thing into a drift event to really test it out more in there. And now taking an outside look at the Nissan 370Z, I'm just loving the look of this vehicle. Those rims are amazing. Can we please get those in the game itself? My goodness, and what is going on? Okay, and this is why you never U-turn a bus and or design a road just like that, guys. My goodness, I have no idea what that is, but let's take a listen to the 370. And then moving over to the awesome detail of this insane looking interior. And now jumping into the drift event with the Nissan 370Z, I'm honestly generally impressed with how this car actually is overall with its performance. I mean, the stability, guys, the speed of this thing is insane. Obviously, it's powered by the GTR, which is crazy. I love Chris's car. This thing is absolutely amazing. I'm not a huge fan of drifting in real life, but I also think it is awesome what the guys actually do with their vehicles and the builds and all that allow them to really do this. And I'll have to look more into drifting and all that because I'm actually really fascinated by this. And the Z is honestly just incredible. I mean, I really can't say anything wrong about this vehicle. Sometimes the cars have some flaws. I don't think this car really has any flaws to it. I mean, it's amazing. I have not even tweaked the settings on it and it's doing this well. If you guys are wondering, by the way, I literally never use the nitrous on any of these cars. I know some people are wondering if like Scorebreaker is better than Nitro Chemist. I have been testing it out a little bit and I really do not think it matters at all which one you use, but I personally find Nitro Chemist to be a lot better, even though I literally never use Nitro Chemist on the vehicle. But one thing I did notice, by the way, guys, about the Nissan that makes it a lot better than the other vehicles is the fact that this thing can literally hold a drift and has crazy stability when shifting up and down gears and all that with it, because I normally run manual. I'm shocked. I would normally run the RX-7 on pretty much all the drift events in the game, and I don't really think I'm going to have to do that anymore with this Nissan. I'll probably end up starting to run this thing a bit because it's just that amazing, and I'm just loving how this thing is. It is also insanely powerful. You guys will notice that when testing it out in the Summit this past week as well. This car has a lot of power, but I noticed sometimes that the other vehicles might be too slow. I've been noticing that a bit, or sometimes you got to shift them way too much to get them where they need to go, and this car literally just hangs out in 3rd and 4th gear. Obviously, a bigger track, you might have to shift up to 5th sometimes, but besides that, the Z is honestly incredible. Let me know what you guys think about this car in the comments below and how y'all really liking this thing a lot. I'm loving it personally, and I cannot wait to test it out more. Stay tuned for more videos of this vehicle as well. I'm going to be testing it out on the other drift challenges in the game because this thing has a lot of potential. I do think everybody should try it out, but anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Again, let me know your thoughts on the 370Z in the comments below.